Dave Jeck, Superintendent of Fauquier County Public Schools, with another exciting edition of One Hard Question. This week's hard question comes from Susan, who asks the following. Through various studies, it has been found to be beneficial to teenagers to have a later start time than the current 7:30 start time. Is this something that could be implemented here in Fauquier County? If not, please explain. Thanks, Susan. This question has come up before, but it's come up a few times since, so I'll go ahead and address it again. I think what you're referring to is sleep time rather than start time. Of course, implicit in your question is if you start later, high school students will get more sleep, which may or may not be accurate, but I'll explain in a minute. So we're really talking about sleep time. How much sleep are high school students receiving? Couple things. Do I see it changing, or could I see a later start time implemented? I wouldn't support that right now. I'm not in favor of a later start time for high school students or middle school students for a couple different reasons. One, if you have a later start time, that means that students will be coming home later. And this is difficult for kids who are after school, who are involved in drama, band, chorus, athletics, etc., or tutoring, and then have to come home and then do homework or perhaps have a job, whatever. The landscape has changed in public schools here in Virginia and elsewhere in terms of all the different activities and things that go on after school. And I shared this question with students in my student advisory group, and I'm going to share it again January 22nd, where I asked them how they viewed it, what they thought about the earlier start time. And for the most part, not all, but most of those students said they kind of view it as a necessary evil. Not crazy about coming to school a lot earlier, but they also, for the most part, have stuff going on after school, and they like being able to get home a little bit earlier. That's what I heard from a lot of the students. Now, parents, of course, are on both sides of the fence. I've heard from parents that said, yeah, I'd like to have my students home, my child, son or daughter home earlier, and then others that say they just have to get up too early and catch the bus too early. I understand that too. But that brings up another issue, and that's the bus routes themselves. We have 2 bus routes currently. That is essentially a budgetary reason. When you run 2 bus routes, it means you have half as many buses and half as many drivers, and that's basically a money saver. No other way to put it, really. And it doesn't seem likely that that's going to change. That we're going to purchase a bunch of new buses and hire a lot of new drivers. Drivers are hard enough to hire now. So I don't see that changing in the near future. So one thing that's been suggested is, well, just have the high school students go later and the little ones, elementary, go earlier. And if we do something like that, then we're going to be hearing from a lot of folks very concerned about their little ones going to the bus stop, perhaps in the dark, and then maybe getting home earlier before their siblings get home or before the parents get home from work. So that brings up another set of issues there. The other thing that's been proposed is, well, just have everyone start later. Well, again, if we do that, then everyone's going to be getting home later, and that's not necessarily an ideal situation either. So I'm comfortable with the way the start times are now. I know the SSC group, parents are studying this, and they are wanting to make a proposal, and it's going to need to be a very compelling proposal for me and perhaps for the school board. I am interested in what's going on in Fairfax. They're piloting at one of their schools a program whereby seniors can miss first block and come to school late if they have good grades, good attendance, etc. That's positive for 2 reasons, I think. One, it'll perhaps cut down on the number of kids that want to graduate early. And 2, in a 4x4 block schedule, students have 32 opportunities to earn credits in high school. And that's a lot. That 32 opportunities to earn 24 credits for a standard diploma, and I think 27 for an advanced diploma. So I would be interested in looking at that. I think that might be a decent compromise. So anyway, thanks for the question, and please keep them coming. Thanks very much.